And tell us a little bit more about your book that's coming out in March.
It's not an autobiography by any means, but it's definitely based on a lot of things that I went through being on a television show. And I was on Glee from 18 to 25, which are, 18, woo! Which is a really, really, I think, interesting part in any young adult's life. Just that period and the experiences that I went through because I was on this huge phenomenon were so unique. I thought it'd be a really interesting and hysterical voice to add to the YA world.
Is it from his perspective, the famous?
Partially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, partially.
And then partly their perspective. You're also getting into the minds of people, how they feel around someone who's really famous.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So you see the world through his eyes, and hopefully you see it in new views that people maybe don't think about. Like one thing I was writing about is when I do things like this, I try not to make many facial expressions because I know if I make a big facial expression, it's going to be a meme.
I'm assuming it doesn't have a fantasy element at all.
No. The fantasy's in their heads. And he comes
right.
in and he ruins it.
Right.
In a funny way, like in a really funny way.
How was that for you? How was it different writing something where there isn't a fantasy element at all?
This sounds crazy, but I changed the font when I was writing. And it's amazing what that did, because it didn't look like The Land of Stories when I was writing it. So I changed it to a typewriter font, and that really helped because it physically looked different.
You were like, I'm brilliant!
I thought I was a good move.
So it wasn't hard for you to think of a plot when you don't have all of those choices of going into fantasy,
right,
and you were able to.
You're constricted by reality.
Were you longing for that? Were you longing to actually get out of the fantasy genre and force yourself into as a writer?
Yeah, it was kind of nice because it was different, and so I was in a different world, so that was kind of nice. But there were times I was like, God dang, I wish a unicorn could just come and take them to Las Vegas. Why do they have to walk there and I have to write 2 chapters of them walking there? But it was really different. But it was still a lot of fun to write.